G'day, welcome to the show. Salt Covers here. Back. Look at that, all that green on the screen. We go 3 and 0. Love to see that. Good for 7.7 units up on the night. Love to see that. We cashed on the Pistons -6 at New Orleans. That game was not even close. Nice sweat-free bet there. That spread closed at 6.5. It got as big as 7.5 to the Pistons. Then Zion gets ruled in. Maybe some Pelicans money comes in. Pistons win that by 25, 30 points. Trey Murphy did get injured pretty early in that game. That certainly played into our favor, but we'll take it. Now wow. We bet this game early. We bet the Nuggets plus 4.5 at Golden State. That game closed at Warriors -13.5. Jokic, Murray, Christian Brown all get ruled out. Curry gets ruled in. Aaron Gordon goes for like 38 points. Westbrook has a triple-double. That was just probably one of the biggest upsets you'll see of the year. You know, Warriors just giving us a little gift. Like, they screwed us when they had the Knicks. Like, they let OG get off that late 3 to cost us the cover. So, you know, the Warriors had to give us something back for our troubles. We also had the Portland Trailblazers -5.5. That game closed at 6. That was a reasonably sweat-free cover. I mean, there were times, especially early, Wizards were up. Portland ended up winning by about 15. They were up by 20 in the fourth quarter. So let's get into it. We got 4 games on the card, and yeah, we'll get into it. We'll get into it. So let's get the projections up on screen. Let's get the on screen up as well. That is not the on screen. There we go. Is this our first game, or have we got a game before this? Yes, we do. Atlanta Hawks hosting the Charlotte Hornets. So, we saw these two teams play a week ago, where the Hawks won by 13 at home against the Hornets. That spread opened at Hawks -8, closed at Hawks 7.5, so saw a bit of Hornets money come into that game. This game we saw open at 6.5, and it is still there. In fact, there's a little bit of movement here towards the Hornets, but nothing major. Miles Bridges is out for this game. LaMelo Ball is probable. Hornets, they are 3rd in terms of the race for flag, capture the flag. So they're one of these teams that don't have to like blatantly tank like your Raptors, your Nets, your Sixers. Those teams are really fighting, trying to tank as hard as possible. The Hornets are pretty well set. So, yeah, this is interesting because the spread in Atlanta closed at 7.5. Now moving to Charlotte, it's at 6.5. Now Miles Bridges, he's out. He's probably worth about 1 point to a Hornet spread. He might be worth a bit more. Like he's been playing well. They don't really have anyone who can replace him. So look, I've got nothing here on the spread. We see projections at Hawks -6. Hawks coming off a loss against the Nets. Hornets back home after a loss against the Clippers, lost by 30. Lean Hornets, but not enough to bet them. Looking at the total though is where we've got our action. So you can see projections likely under at 232.5. Total open around 237.5, maybe 237. Again, going back to that previous game, we saw that game open at 227. We smashed that over. That game closed at 241. Now, that was just a ridiculous number as well for a Hornets game. That game finished at 233 total points. Now we see the total around 237. Sharpbook's also there at 237. I think this is a bit of an over-adjustment. You've got the worst under team against the best over team. Pace down team versus pace up team, the Hawks. are 8-2 to the under when they're playing bottom 10 pace teams and the total is closing at 230 or higher. That's a stat I like. Hornets are also 7-1 to the under when they're playing a top 10 pace team and the total closes at 230 or greater. We are likely in this spot right now. I do not see this total getting below 230. I'm a little bit surprised it hasn't moved already. I think this total is way too high. We've played this for 3 units under 237. Still probably available somewhere. If not 236s are definitely there. Go grab it. That's a bet I really like for today. Next, we have the Brooklyn Nets playing the Boston Celtics. We see this spread open at Boston minus 12.5, now at Boston minus 13.5. Now that wasn't really like line movement, that was just the fact that the sharp books opened at 13.5. This spread hasn't moved a whole lot. We have seen Circa move it back to 13, so a bit of Nets money coming in. The main angle here is that the total has dropped quite a bit. Total opened at 217.5, now at 214.5. Jaylen Brown is out, Tatum questionable. Celtics, like, they just better give a fuck about covering this spread. Celtics are 14-33 against the spread after a win, 2-8 against the spread with 2 days off. So we've seen Circa move back to 13. We've seen most of the other sharp books stay where they are. I'm looking hard at the Nets here. Coming off a win against the Hawks, but I just want to see a little bit more movement towards the Nets before I go ahead and play them. Nothing from them here on the spread. Total seems priced out right now as well, already dropping by 3 points. Next, we have my Clippers playing the Cleveland Cavaliers. Definitely game of the night. This is going to be a very interesting game. I love these like East-West matchups. Well, they're always good to watch, like, just because they don't play each other often. Like, it is like an interesting measuring stick of how the West stacks up with the East. Clippers coming off a 30-point home win against the Hornets. Cavs off a home loss against Orlando. We have a projected line at Cavs minus 5.2. Very interesting line movement here. We saw this open at Cavs minus 1. That was around for like 10 minutes. Immediately went out to 3.5. This spread got as high as 5. Now we see it back at 4 at most books. Circa still at 4.5. We've got Bookmaker at 4. Most other sharp books at 4. So seems to have settled at around 4. Evan Mobley is questionable. Norman Powell is in. Chris Dunn is in. So we are holding a Clippers plus 3.5 ticket. Got that down for 3 units. Do I love seeing the spread go out to 5? No. But do I like seeing it come back to 4? Yes. Don't love being behind the market, but I do think the Clippers are the move here. The Clippers, best home team against the spread in the league. 23-10 at home against the spread. Now, you'll love this, and God, I never say this shit at the start of the episode. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Drop us a follow on Twitter at SaltCovers. You'll get these bets as I place them. I mean, the bets I've made today, maybe not so much, but we've been closing ahead of we've been making these bets, getting great CLV on a lot of them, especially lately. As you can see, up 25 units in March. We had a very awful start to recording these YouTube videos, almost back to plus money. We've really had to grind hard in March. So the Clippers, against opponents where it is their first time playing in the Intuit Dome, 19-7 against the spread. You can't just Google that shit. You gotta copy and paste data from team rankings, filter all that out in Excel. Bit of a manual task there, but I do love that stat. So we are holding a Clippers plus 3.5 ticket now at 4. I'd still go grab a 4. If you can get a 4.5, even better. I do like the Clippers in this spot. Evan Mobley is also questionable, so I don't think this spread is going to move until he gets ruled in or out. It seems to be priced as if he's 50-50. Looking towards the total, we saw this total open at around 234.5. Now that was another one where it was only available for like 10 minutes. It then immediately went to 230.5. And we saw the sharp books open this at around 230.5 as well. Now at 231.5. We are holding an under 230 ticket. We have the Clippers, who are the 4th worst over team against the best over team. Clippers pace down team, Cavs pace up team. Not sure how I feel about this under ticket, not gonna lie, but that's what we've got. Maybe I look to buy out of it, I don't know, but I still do like the Clippers in this spot. That's the spot I really like. This is a high total for a Clippers game, so that's what we've got in this game. And moving on to the last game on the card, which is the Milwaukee Bucks playing in Golden State. So this, yeah. I'm holding a terrible ticket in this game, and that's the case with most of the tickets I've got today. Not holding good tickets today. We're behind the market on 3 out of 4 of them. So like I'm watching the Warriors and Nuggets game. I'm seeing that the Warriors are like they're down by like 12 in the 4th quarter. I'm like, yeah. I know that this following game is going to be a great bounce back spot for Golden State, and I played Warriors -3 for 4 units. Now, part of the analysis there was bounce back spot for the Warriors, but the main angle I was playing into is the Bucks. They're just not good against top 10 teams in net rating. They're just not good against good teams. They are 3-16 straight up against top 10 in net rating. They're also 6-13 against top 10 teams in net rating. I reckon I'm not sure who the best team they've beaten on the road is, but maybe we go look that up right now. Just a moment.
One pair of pants later.
Okay, so their best road wins on the season are against they beat Detroit on the road in early December. So sure, not a bad win, but the Pistons hadn't really became the Pistons by then. They beat the Pacers on the road. That's a valid win. They beat Minnesota on the road, but yeah, Minnesota. They beat Minnesota on the road. That was the game where Giannis and Dame sat out. Just a total anomaly game. Just like this Nuggets Warriors game where star player sits out, everyone else steps up. That's definitely an angle that's just been really strong lately. Just backing a team with a star player out. But yeah, look, Bucks 3-16 straight up against top 10 teams in net rating. So we took Warriors -3. Now we're seeing this spread at Bucks -3.5. And let's have a look at the reason why this spread has moved out so far.
One pair of pants later.
Okay, we are back, and let's just have a watch of this Steve Kerr press conference after the Warriors and Nuggets game.
Sure. Did you think Steph was all limited? Another tough shooting night, 7 turnovers.
He's tired.
And maybe
Steph's been carrying us for a month. He's been amazing. He's tired. So we got to get him. We got to get him some rest. I just you can see it. He doesn't have his energy right now.
potentially rest him tomorrow.
Potentially. I don't know what, I got to talk to Rick, but he's exhausted right now. So we've got to absolutely consider giving him a night and getting him rejuvenated for the sake of him and the remainder of our games. But we'll see. But I think he's been tired the last few games, and so we've got to find a way to get him his juice back.
ahead of the game, I asked about,
We've got to absolutely consider getting him some rest. Then from that, we see the sharp books open at Bucks minus 2.5. Spread got as big as Bucks -4. Now seeing it back at Bucks minus 3.5. Bit of juice towards the Warriors as well. Oh, we see Circa move back to Clippers Clippers plus 3.5. We love to see that. Love to see that. Now we are right in line with Circa. We see all the sharp books move back to 3.5. Love to see that. Going back to the Warriors and Bucks. Yeah, so I'm holding a bad ticket just because of that press conference. Now, I think the market has just overreacted way too much. Like, this line is priced as if Curry is, like, almost not playing. When, yes, like, Curry, he's been sitting out some back-to-backs recently. Warriors are in a very close race to lock up that 6 seed, stay out of the play-in. Do I love holding a Warriors minus 3.5? No, -3, but you know, the shorter numbers in the spread, like the 1, the 2, the 3, they're not as important as say if I was holding a Warriors -7 and it went back to like Warriors -4, that's a lot bigger of a move as opposed to what we've seen here. Even though it's less points. Like the 1, 2, and 3, they're just not as key numbers. So look, yeah, like I said, do I love holding this ticket? No, but yeah. As for what you can do right now, definitely just wait on Curry. If he gets ruled in, this spread goes back to Warriors -3, maybe even -4. Go take the Warriors. If he gets ruled out, definitely just stay away from this game. Hell, maybe even back the Warriors as like 7-point underdogs. We saw what happened with the Nuggets. Just some crazy shit's happening in March. We've seen this total steam down quite a bit. Opened at 233.5, now at 227. Definitely priced out. This is one that I wish I got around, but wasn't able to. So let's have a look at our best bets. Let's have a look at them. So we've got 4 of them. We've got the Atlanta Hawks and Charlotte Hornets under 237. So we've got one of the worst over teams versus one of the best over teams, one of the fastest teams versus one of the slowest teams. Hawks' pace has been going down a little bit. Yeah, you can still pick up at 237. We've got that total projected at 232.5, so a nice edge there. Now, our biggest ticket of the night is the worst one, Warriors -3, now at +3. What you can do now is just wait, see if Curry gets ruled in, see if he gets ruled out, then go ahead and play the Warriors. Clippers +3.5. Now seeing the sharp books move all the way up to 5, now back to 3.5. That's something I really like to see. Seems like the Clippers do have some backers. That's what we love to see as a Clippers fan. You know I don't take the Clippers every game. For example, we did take the Hawk against them. We lost that. We bet the Pelicans against them. We won that. We did back the Clippers against the Hornets, so be interesting to see how this one plays out. I do not like betting on them, but I do like the spot for the Clippers. We also have the under 230. Do not feel great about that ticket. So, look, we had a 3-0 night. This is going to be a bit of a challenging night. If we can get out of this 2-2, I'll be really happy. We will see. Till next time, let's get them books salty.